So you were the head of security of Death Row Records,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
What was that? What was that responsibility like? One, just because I heard your story. Right when you got out of prison, you came over to Death Row.
It wasn't a death row then when I
Oh,
got out
okay.
of prison. When I got out of prison, Suge came because his mama house right around the corner from me.
Okay.
We on the same block, same hood. So when he came and when he heard I was out of prison, he came to my mom's house and looked out for me, blessed me, and was just like, "You want to make some money? I'm fucking with you. I want to fuck with you." And you know, me and Suge never been on no business tip, no gang tip, none of that. So I was curious about, you know, what he was talking about. Took me out to Vegas, seen shit, and mind you, maybe this is probably the second time I ever been to Las Vegas, and this was 1988. But I've been prior before that with some homie shit. I think that was the second time I've been. So he just showed from that day forward when he took me out of town, he just showed me some different shit. He laced me with his plan, what he wanted to do, where he was going with it, and he started Fern Hill Records.
Fern Hill.
Fern Hill Records, him and
Okay.
Thomas Klein. So once he did that, I'm all aboard. So the strategy he applied for Fern Hill, we just took it to a different level for the Death Row Records. And my position was to get the homies and put fear in those that oppose whatever Suge had going on. Made them understand without no touching, no violence, no bullshit, this is what it is. Take it or leave it type of shit. So, you know, we went into Ruthless Records, taking contracts and shit, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just to get what we wanted. And that was Dre and Michel'le contract so they can come over to Death Row. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my job was basically, at the beginning, just pretty much being the muscle. You know what I'm saying? When I felt that things started to change, it was time for me to do something else. So we opened up Let Me Ride Hydraulics. So now I'm back seeing my little brother get out of prison from doing a 9-year bid. He just did 9. So my little brother, I put him up under Suge. And Buntry was totally different from me.
In what way?
I'm hot-headed. Buntry was more calm, cool, and collective with it, but and no conversation. I had conversation with people because I always believe if I can explain it to you and you get it, we good. But if I have to show you, that's a different situation. So Buntry was totally different from that aspect. If you got hit, he ain't finna tell you he finna hit you. You ain't gonna see him frown up. He just gonna do his thing. So Buntry and Suge got tight, got real tight, and the shit that he needed me for when it was my time to go is when we had a problem or something was about to go down. That's when Bob James came into effect. Like, you know, Snoop needed somebody there to watch his ass, so these cats or those cats couldn't come while he was going through his trial. Bob James would need you. This your specialty. So I grabbed my cats. We posting up here at the courthouse every day. If you can't do it, don't do it. But this is what's gonna happen, and this is what might happen.
Yeah.
We only 50 feet away from handcuffs and the cell.
Yeah.
If we get out, so if you with that, let's roll. And you know, my boys was down with it, and if anybody would have came in there, my job was to not let them through by any means necessary. So if they would have came, we'd have had a problem. Through the grace of God, we didn't have that problem. They chose not to, and everybody good. Snoop got in his car, came and left when he wanted to with no issues.
Yeah. Was that how old were you back then?
I got out of prison when I was 22, 1988.
Okay.
22, 23, yeah.
So roughly between 22 and let's say like what, 28 that you was doing security for all of them?
Yeah, well, first we started with Fern Hill Records, which went on for a year and a half before he went from Fern Hill to Death Row.
Okay.
Because we was tearing that shit up there. It was just, it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah.
Everywhere we went, we had problems. So 88, 89, we doing the the Budweiser Superfest, and we going all over the place with this, and that's when I was just introduced to different places, different people, different conversation, the way people talking, all that shit, the way they dress, and I think I kind of like stood out different because I still had that gang banging mentality. I'm looking at people, I'm staring at people, and I gave them the fuck you looking at attitude, and people like, damn, who the fuck this was? I don't want to ask this motherfucking nothing. With the khakis and the Levi's and the whole nine. So doing what we was doing, and when it came to Death Row, I got to change up now because, I started feeling bad how people was looking at me and was afraid to approach me. How the fuck is he professional looking like that? You know what I'm saying? Say, for instance, I'm sitting at the desk at the office and a motherfucker call the phone. The secretaries ain't there, so I take the call. And when I write down the message, my message is in game right and shit. And when the motherfucker came, I said, you got a message on your desk. And the first thing I heard him say is, what the fuck is this? And I'm like, I was embarrassed.
Yeah.
And, a lot of people don't know. It took me a long time to get out of the way I used to write. You know what I'm saying? Because I was so used to striking shit up or writing a certain kind of way, I had to change it up. So I literally had to sit up at night sometime writing a letter. You're not in prison no motherfucking more. Just, start writing, bam. So once I got that, it got better. So but everything took its toll. When the shit was going bad with that bro, I wasn't going back to prison for nobody. You know what I'm saying? And now that I got my brother over there, he ain't on no slow down. He ain't on no whoop the wham bam. He with the cause. Everybody that's fucking with Death Row these cats ain't never had a paying job. So they was doing their thing. They was knocking motherfuckers out. They was doing what they had to do and what they was, to get that check. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes, if you knocked out the right motherfucker, you got a bonus. So these cats is getting paid to do something that they was doing in the hood already, but they getting a check for it now. So now it's extra. They hitting you harder than
they leaning into it.
Oh man, it was strong.
Yeah.
So, it put that oomph on Suge. You know what I'm saying? You fuck with Suge Knight, look behind him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the fear of that, because it wasn't no just regular street cats that fuck with Death Row. His security was all muscle-bound motherfuckers. I'm the littlest nigga out of all of them. And at that time, I was 285. And my little brother on the way up to the biggest homie, these were some big dudes. So people looked at them. They didn't see Suge. They seen all the motherfuckers behind Suge.
Yeah.
So that's what it was.
Let me ask you this, because I know that was like earlier when you were real young. The gangbang aspect, I'm just thinking you were blood and now you protecting Snoop and all his Crip homies from Long Beach.
Right.
Was that like a mind kind of shift for you, or?
No, that's automatic, man. You ain't gonna be a stupid motherfucker and pass that up because he a Crip and not get your money because he a Crip. I would have been a stupid motherfucker to say, just like everybody else, everything on Death Row was Crips. And, they had to understand like I did. We are here to protect these cats regardless. This is what we getting. This is how we getting paid. Or you just go back to the hood and do your thing. So everybody understood that. They were off limits. You know what I'm saying? Them and anybody else that opposed anything Suge had to do was off, and we worked for them.
Okay.
So.
Okay. Was you at that award show?
No.
You wasn't at the award show?
No.
Okay. Okay. All right. So how did you? What year did you leave Death Row?
I never left Death Row.
Or stopped working for them?
I just stopped doing that. I didn't want to fly with them, and I didn't want to go to certain places with them. I didn't do that. I mind you, we had Let Me Ride Hydraulics. So if I can stay in the hood and work and do the cars, I ain't got to go over there and do that shit. So I took myself out of this position and went into this one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I'm
yeah.
still Mob James. You know what I'm saying? I'm still doing my thing. If the homies had a problem and needed anything, like our situation we had with the South Sides, I'm in the hood. You know what I'm saying? So shit could be regulated, but I just didn't like the shit that was going down in the way it shifted from fucking with people that needed to be fucked with opposed to people that was just standing there looking. You know what I'm saying? I've always had a thing growing up or whatever. Why fuck with somebody that ain't fucking with you? You know what I'm saying? Why would you fuck with somebody that you know you can whoop?
Right.
It didn't make no sense to me. So I don't want to be a part of that type of shit. So I took myself out of that situation and just focused myself and hired my grandfather, my uncle, to work here at the hydraulic shop. You know what I'm saying? So I switched it up on them quick. But it was still love. You know, Death Row is Death Row.
Yeah.
Then we had 662. When 662 popped, my Giants, you know, I'm going to need you to run this shit. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Keep everything straight with the wind. I got you, my nigga. I'm there. So that's where we was at.
Okay. How long was 662 up and running?
Not long.
It wasn't?
After the wars, after Tupac situation, it was over. It was done. Right before that, Death Row, 662 probably opened 3 times.
Really?
That's it. It was short-lived.
Oh, shit.
It
Yeah.
was short-lived.
I'm about to say, because I don't remember going to Vegas and even hearing about 662.
It was short-lived, brother.
Yeah.
It was politics involved in it, and then the first time it opened, it was cool, and then we had the fights after that. So it was short. It was short. We didn't get a chance to like open every Friday or Saturday. We didn't get that opportunity.
Like special events, then y'all opened it.
They was on Suge Knight, and they was trying to not let that happen.
Yeah.
Because they know it was finna be cracking.
Yeah.
It was finna crack.
You never wanted to like get back into music or at least like do your own thing
No.
in the music?
No, to be honest with you, man, the shit that I saw in the industry and the way people treat the artists and all that shit, I couldn't accept that. I couldn't treat nobody because I believe the artist is the one that's making you the money. Why fuck him?
Yeah.
But this is how they get rich, and I watch them motherfuckers, and I ain't gonna put the brother business out there. Put the album, the CD out, and he gotta ask for his money. Why? You know what I'm saying? You got his money. I understand it go from here to here to there. It got to go through that pipeline, but get that dude his cheese.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nah, they starve you out, man.
Yeah, and I feel like people like you in the industry will help artists out. You know what I mean? Because you see it, and it's like you could regulate it for the artist. Like if I was an artist and I wanted a manager or somebody to oversee my project, it'll be somebody like you.
That's why they got brothers out there like Capone from Chicago. They got Stan Shepard out of Chicago. They got quite a few guys out there that help brothers fix their contracts and shit like that.
Okay.
They can do that. I can't do that because even with my situation today, I just don't have the tolerance to deal with a producer or that type of shit in that nature. I don't want no parts of that, man. So doing my podcast and all the other things that I got going on now, I'm cool with that. You know, I ain't got time for that type of shit.
Yeah. Thank you for tapping in with us. In order to see more clips like this, check out this video here or check out this one here.